Also, okay, here we go. We are now officially live. Yay.
Yay.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are in for a treat. This was a big surprise to me. I'm sure it'll be a big surprise to you, but we are doing a four-way here on World Love Week right now. That's right. That's right. Actually, it's the three amigo ladies and me, which is what most people would fantasize about in their lives. But guess what? It's my life and I'm living it and I'm happy at 5 a.m. Who could ask for anything more? Ken Krell here, and with me are the amazing J Ma, Simona Wong, and where'd Abby's bio go? What'd you do with that? Abby's bio just disappeared on me. I just lost Abby's bio. And Abby, what's your Abby Wong, right? Is that what your last name is? Did I get it right?
Yong.
I did it right. How about that? Okay, Jung. I'm sorry. Well, I got something right. There we go. Love it. You look are so cool with those headphones. It's like it's just so cool. Anyway, I'm going to introduce you to these guys in just one second. Once I find the bios here, which were at my fingertips a second ago, and now I've lost them. Here we go. All right. So I can introduce Jay in a heartbeat because she is an international best-selling author and a mentor who's personally mentored over 4,000 students, speakers, and entrepreneurs. She's been featured on television and digital stages internationally, on numerous online shows, and on internationally ranked podcasts as well. She co-produces a global talent show and an online summit and was chosen to represent 3 education establishments, including a state government agency. She brings her immense life experience in several countries and her dedication to empowering introverts who have felt unseen, unheard, or unsupported, using her simple 5-step system to build authentic connections, creating impact and grow, glow, and thrive online. She is a light, as you can just see by just taking a quick look at her. She's pretty damn amazing. And I'm pleased to know her I've known her for a while. Simona Wong finally woke up. I'm so glad about that. But she woke up from her corporate life to take massive action to better her outlook in life. I thought that was kind of funny. I thought you'd laugh, but you didn't. Anyway, she's an example that it's never too late to pursue your dreams in life and anything else for that matter. She's an example that I said that already. Simona is an international speaker and a host to top 25 US iTunes ranked podcast, Couch to Fire, a founding member of an international event, Show Your Groove. Show Your Groove is an organization for inspiring speakers and teachers who want to help improve sales and share their knowledge to others. Show Your Groove is building a world-class knowledge bank of mastermind courses online. That's really exciting. She's going to talk about how love helped me take massive action. And somewhere I can find Abby's thing, which was there a minute ago, and it has now officially disappeared. Where did Abby's thing go? Oh, here it is. It's in yellow, so I can see it. That's good. Um, Abby Young's Abby Young is an impact lifestyle business coach, and she can fast forward your entrepreneurial journey. She's also a podcast host and a pretty cool young lady as well. Ladies and gentlemen, for the terrific three, ladies, and just give yourselves a big hand for Simona, Jay, and Abby. Woohoo!
Yay. Thank you, Ken. Thanks
Hey
for that
guys.
nice introduction. So I would you like me to start? Anything
No.
else?
Now we'll
Okay,
just stand
go.
here and wait, and we'll just look at each other and go, "Ooh, you're so cute." No, um,
Ken,
I,
okay.
I will tell you that I do. I confess, I do love teasing Jay. It is one of my favorite pastimes, and I've known her for gosh, almost a year now. I think it is, and it's yeah, anyway, it feels much longer than the month it really has been, but but I've seen her grow and grow and grow, and what you're looking at is just a light of just immense heart. So I will let her take it from here, and she's kind of host out the next hour of session together with you guys. And with that said, the incredible J Mob, take it away, girl.
Thank you, Ken. It's always really fun. And I also got to know Ken a little bit more because at first I was a little scared. I was so
Did I
scared.
really scare you? Did I really scare you?
No, but he's such a bundle of joy to work with. Always like I just know when I'm around his company, it's always going to be fun. Like every session is going to be so much fun. I know I started with your sessions like really quiet, right? Like I never said anything. And then at the end, it just happened to be that we had to put on a show, had to put on some events. So that's how it started. So I will go ahead and share this whole journey. I'm going to share a little bit of my screen if I could
You can. And
actually
I'm
move
gonna go
this.
mute myself and take my camera off so
Okay,
there's no distractions. So you'll have me
no problem.
in the wings.
Thank you.
You're
Hi,
welcome. So
everyone.
she went from being afraid and introverted to now we can't get her to shut up. I'm not sure which was better, actually. No, this is much better, much
This is
better.
much better.
So proud of you.
I
Couldn't be
think
more.
being yeah, I Ken definitely has a way of bringing people out to come out of your shell. So if anyone here is an introvert like me who has felt unseen or unheard or unsupported, and you want to come out of your shell, definitely go to Ken Crowell. So today I'd like to share this on this topic of being an introvert because that was me. The focus today is to be able to connect with our with love and gratitude, and then to be seen online. I was kind of very hidden. If I can have your permission to just start with just a little exercise here. I'm also a math professor by trade for many years, so I love puzzles, and this is one that I shared on my Facebook as an engagement piece. So for anyone who like to grow your audience online, starting with some engagement posts could be really helpful because the focus is not really on us anymore, and we're placing that focus on someone else. And people like to like solve puzzles. So this is one. If you're here with us and you have any feedback on this, which one doesn't belong? So you can put it in the chat box or in the comment section. Or Abby, Simona, since you're here with us, do you want to give us one play along?
Yes, I think one of them, of course, is the circle. It doesn't
Mhm,
belong. Abby,
mhm.
what do you got?
I think it's the dozen, the pink color.
The pink color. So we see the circle, the pink color. Anyone else, you can go ahead and comment. So just to make it a little more fun, Ken?
All right. I'm going to tell you that each one of those in its own way does not belong. It all depends upon the scale at which you're looking, whether it's the font, whether it's the color, whether it's the shape.
Right, right. So, yeah, there's so many different answers and solutions to this. And that was how I felt like going online and not really knowing where to start. And every single mentor that I went to, like, there's so many different pieces, but in the end, it just all seemed to work together. The whole other idea is that when we have different perspectives, that when we combine it all together, we each actually have more. So each one of us can give feedback, and somehow the puzzle pieces just seem to come together in the end. In this process, we might not know where to start, but for some reason, just trust the process, and it seems to just work out. So there's actually more than a dozen solutions for that puzzle. At first, when I had the comments on the Facebook, people would just give one solution, but as we take a lot more. So, hi, I'm Jay, and I am here to empower introverts. That's my passion, to grow, glow, and thrive online without pretending to be someone we're not. So, that's what I learned is that people, if you find the right fit audience, they're just going to like your content and they just won't be able to get enough of your content. If they're the right fit audience. For the wrong fit audience, you can post whatever it is that you post and it might not just resonate. So, sometimes you get unfriended and that's okay. And that will just make space for the people who will be your friends and who would like to know you as you are and accept you as you are. So being an introvert, that could be really, really helpful when you find out that there's people who are okay with you being an introvert. They might even be inspired by you being like the way you are. So this is one of my friends that on one of the testimonials that he actually just sent to me, and so I wanted to share a little bit. This is Hot Swan.
Hey everyone,
Are you
my
able
name
to
is
hear the
Hatsuan
voice?
and I just want to record this short video just to share with all of you that are watching this my experience getting to know Jay as a person, as someone um, that has been a friend of mine for more than a year now, right? And bear in mind, I've not met her in person as of yet. She's based in the United States and I'm based in Malaysia, so it's gonna be difficult for us to meet. But despite the distance, despite just meeting her online, um, from the day that I've met her, it has been an amazing journey just to see how much she's grown, just to get to know her as a person, right? And just from the things that she's been sharing, all the value we've shared together, the things that all the value that she's also given me, right? Because I know for a fact that if there will be some things that I wouldn't know about business or about some things in life if I didn't meet her. All right. So for those of you who are watching this, really take if you have the opportunity to sit down with Jay just for half an hour and have a chat with her, get to know her in person, I suggest you do that because I believe that one conversation can change someone's life.
And Hot On, and he was kind of testimonial amongst a few others, and that's how I continue to be inspired to continue to show up online. I used to be really, really quiet and very private. So where are we going with this? I'm going to go ahead and share, if with your permission, if I could share a little bit more about my background, because a lot of people love to know about your journey online and see your transformation, where we are now, and how we can help you if you're an introvert out there, to connect with your heart. Just be who you are, be very genuine, authentic, work always from the heart, with love and gratitude, and then be seen online. And where that can lead us is to be able to make impact. So if, with your permission, if I can share a little bit more about me, if that's okay. And so this is me. How I started was that this was my and I was very, very quiet, very shy, and I would never really talk from like probably kindergarten through college years. I graduated sitting in classes and I just barely ever talked. So 2 years ago, I decided that I wanted to, there was just, if you were like me, like feeling doing day and just our life is just like a routine. You wake up, you go work, and then you come back, and then there's like then you go through this whole like rat race and go through this whole cycle, and again and again and again, and then like it just like feels like there's so much more that maybe we want to do in life. And so that's where I challenged myself to go online, even though it was really scary. Public was one of the scariest move. When I made my very first public post, one of my mentors, I'll share here, asked me like if I was okay, that if I am still alive, and I said yes, I'm alive, after making that very first Facebook post. And so that's how I started as an introvert, really so quiet, and now I do help introverts to grow, glow, and thrive online with my also passion of connecting others through exercises, mindset, things that I learned along the way, incorporating that with my students, with my math students, because I also am a math teacher. I'm also a mom. So on my digital journey, I started like meeting people in person, and one of those mentors is the mentor of mentors, Joe Bauer. And so with him and Peng Jun, those are my very first two. Like I felt like they're like and growing online. Then on journey, I met like a number of other mentors, including Abby here, and just Dave, Huang, Hatswan, Jeff, Weatherford, Tony Robbins, Dee Dee, like Master Shri. I met Marissa Peer in person. I just had like a lot of different mentors who were able to help guide me. So one of the things is do like consider investing in ourselves, because that I felt like that helped to accelerate my path. And of course, I came across Ken Crow, and that's how I ended up being here. Ken Crow is someone who really like he took me in, even though I felt like I wasn't really like ready to be like on a stage or produce events or do anything like this. I would never in a million that I would be speaking here on his platform ever in my lifetime. So I just have him. I'm so grateful for him. He really did bring me out and of my shell, really believe in me. So having a mentor who really believes in you and seeing even see in yourself. So it was just weekly meetings and bringing that into my existence and my life. So I'm really grateful for him. And Dean Hankey was one of those programs that in the training that they worked together to provide. So I'm really grateful for that. And why I continue to show up, even though I'm really sometimes very nervous and very quiet, very shy still. I have my fears. Is because I do enjoy getting feedback from people who have shared that in some ways I was able to help impact their lives and bring joy into their lives. So that is why I continue to show up. And today, our topic is to be able to connect with our heart with love and gratitude and to be seen online. So with your permission, I like to share these 5 secret steps. Is that okay, everyone?
Yeah.
So the 5 steps is what I call my water system. So water is life, right? Water is what we need every single day as human beings, and online it's the same. So this is how I started growing online is to know our water system. But today, because it's World Love Week also, and I discover also how I am able to continue to just love this journey so much, like being able to be here today, especially to share this with the world, is because we're doing it with love and gratitude. So I'm adding that piece of love and gratitude into my water system. So the water system is knowing our why, taking action in whatever it is that we have goals to set out to do, trusting in the process, working on our energy, changing our state from within, and then connecting through relationships. So I'm going to really focus on this relationship piece because I had also talked about the water system in a few other presentations. So today, because it's World Love Week, and why I am here today is because I believe it's the last element, it's the relationship. Abby and Simona are also here with me. We're going to also have them share a little bit about how we're here together. So the relationship with the love and the gratitude. So always come from a place of love, right? And do work on ourselves first. And the idea is to love what we do, to not just to go through life, but to grow through life, to always imagine the possibility. I discovered that I love doing challenges. Like I love growing by participating in challenges. So I'm kind of a challenge junkie. So I'll go from like did the 5-day sprint with Ken Crowell too. That was a great challenge for me to grow in terms of being in this online space, the event space. And so that's one of the things, and just discovering who it is that we're doing it for, and sitting down and providing value for that. Knowing basically what it is that we love, and who it is that we love to work with, and being able to spread that across the globe. And so that is basically my passion, is to be able to work from the heart. And first, it is knowing that we're working on ourselves, and that just little steps will help us along this journey. We might have failures, which is okay. As you are going, just always know that if you're working from the heart, that you are going and taking little actions along the way. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. Continue to do it with love, whatever it is, actions that we take, do that with love, and never limit ourself. Never limit yourself because of others. Never limit others because our own limited imagination. So knowing that, like, we trust, in this process, but at the same time, think big, like take big actions, and never say never for ourselves or for anyone else. So that is the little part on love. And I discovered that I love this process, and just as many of the people that I connect with that have been very successful, they know that they have a calling and purpose for this journey. So that is the love piece. So is gratitude. I think with this process of gratitude, one of the exercises I like to have you consider is like doing, for me, in the year, but also teaching only like have nightly meditations and heart meditations. So what one quick work is, if you like. I hold my son's hand, my husband, and we just kind of hold hands each night and just gratitude, and feel the energy from within, clearing all our heart space to be able to spread that love into the world. So that has really helped me each night to remember and reflect and be thankful for our day, and then be thankful that we're going to wake up for the next day and be able to make more and greater impact. And then I like to share, so working from love, gratitude, and then connecting with others with from the heart, and with gratitude, that is what helped me in relationships, because this is World Love Week, and how we can use love to grow with business. To me, business is like just so much more fun, and so much that we can and is the overall thing like that helped me to be where I'm at right now, is connecting with others and co-creating with others, doing projects together. So much more when we work together. So surround ourselves with people who inspire you to grow, and that's where I wanted to bring Simona and Abby into this picture. Them, I was able to build a number of relationships. Like Abby and Simona are two really crucial people, especially along this journey through COVID, meeting, connecting with people, but being able to work to create even bigger impact. So Abby was one of my mentors, and she's been like messaging. We've been connecting almost every single day. Like there's not, I think, been one day since I've connected with her that we have not really had even like had a message. She's someone that like if I don't hear from her for one day in my life. So I'm really grateful for her. And recently we were able to do this event, and she's going to talk a little bit more about that. And also, she was the one and to create some magic. I would say it was fun, and I'm going to also transition that over to Simona too. We're able to use this water system to through love and gratitude, building relationships to create more impact, to be seen online. So that's just my little piece. So I will go ahead and transition over. Remember to spend time with people who will make you a better person. Could be online. I know how like when we grew up, for me it's like don't talk to strangers, right? My parents are like don't talk to strangers, but in this day and age, that is most of my been online. Okay, and Abby, do you want to share a little bit more?
Then I can continue first. Is it?
Can we hear you?
Okay, hello.
I think she froze. Simona, do you want to start with your piece until I think she's a little frozen here?
No, actually,
there
I
she
can
is.
hear Abby. So, Abby, you can start.
You mean my part now? Like, or to just share about, to carry on what Jay has taught?
Whatever you like.
Okay.
Sure.
Because she was touching on the part of relationship, right? Which is the first one, the first letter, W, which is the Y.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I'm not sure what should I say. Okay, so it's like, okay, talking about the why and the relationship, like why you connected online.
So Abby, yeah.
Okay. Okay, Jima, I'm not sure what should I say.
So Abby could share, because one of the points was to talk about our how you were the affirmations piece.
Okay, yeah. So I was.
I think she's frozen a little.
Oh yeah. Can you hear me? Can I? Okay, great.
Yes.
So okay, affirmation part is because I think recently, okay, I've been like in the self-healing mood in myself. Like I'm not showing up online so often. I'm like healing myself. So I come across this book that is helping me in my growth, in my learning journey and my growth journey. So I was not showing up online as often as I used to be last year. Then I'm thinking, so I want to ask you guys some questions if you guys are live with us or watching on a replay. So if you're feeling lost, feeling not worthy, feeling uninspired, feeling unmotivated, feel like an imposter, and if you're feeling all these, and I want to share with you the steps that I take to be in momentum, and also to be able to pick up where you left off and to climb back out again. So what I did was you just need to concentrate and focus on that one thing that you can complete, that you can accomplish. Focus on that one thing that you know that you can do it, or that one thing that you want to make changes now, which is take action now, something that you can do now, like let's say picking up a book and read it. as simple as picking out a book and read it, or as simple as, you know, writing a letter to yourself. So what I find is I try to pick up a book and read it, and I complete it. So once you complete doing a task, you will feel like, oh, I actually achieved something. You will feel you will feel like there's a boost of confidence. I'm not sure if you will feel that, like you feel like, oh, I actually able to complete something, even as simple as reading a book. It's not like earning income, earning what your first $1,000 or $10,000, you know, that kind. It's not. So after completing my first ever book in year 2021, so I start to realize that I start to feel motivated and more inspired, and I start to build my online courses. So I managed to finish it in 2 days time. So I'm like, I feel so motivated by reading a book only, finishing that book, and I start to build my online course and I finish it too. Can you like see the momentum? Once you start to focus on one thing to do it and you complete it, and you will reach in a state like, okay, I will keep doing, you will keep doing, like you are in this state to complete tasks. So, and another thing that helped me to move forward also is affirmation, because one day I was still down and not motivated at all. It was just few days back. It was just during the weekend that I was feel not motivated at all. So I finally have this light bulb moment that which I want to share. So I've been telling myself like, oh, I'm not that good enough. I have nothing to talk about. I have nothing to share. So one day I have this like bulb moment, which is on Sunday during the weekend. Then I'm like, okay, why am I keep focusing on all this negative self-talk? Why not I just change it and make a shift? You know, just make a shift. Like say, okay, um, just make a shift and say, oh my god, I'm so amazing. I'm going to be that amazing business coach that I can with my student. I'm going to be that person to just like, you know, go out there and help people and impact people's life. uh, Once you start to make that shift, that one sentences, just change it, and everything start to like you'll become more positive, you feel more happy. Yeah, so everything start to shift, and I seldom talk good thing about myself in my Facebook post, but in my last post I remember I write, I am a kick-ass amazing cool business coach. So I'm like, oh my god. Then I even tell my best buddy that, I even tell her that, oh my god, I have re-watched my own online course and I find it so amazing. Then I like, then I tell my friend, am I weird that I self-praise myself? Because everyone, you've been praising people all your life, but you didn't. Why not take some time to praise yourself, like self-praise yourself? Like, come on, you've been like helping people and being so busy in your busy life, but you do not have time for yourself. Like, just saying nice thing about yourself can help to change how you feel instantly. So I wrote like affirmation. So I wrote like what I want to become in the future and living it right now. Yeah, so uh I think, and this affirmation you can write something like how you want to impact the world, what are you doing right now that impacting the world, and also some like nice things about yourself and what you going to do, already doing it, as if like in the present tense you are doing it. So I will read it right before bedtime and when I wake up in the morning, to make yourself feel good. And yes, so there's one thing that I wrote, like my student is crushing it and they are a rock star, and something magical happened when I wake up in the morning. Receive a message from my student saying that she got her first paying client after working with me like in for 1 month plus. Then I'm like, oh my god, this affirmation do work. So oh my god, really, it just worked instantly. I just started doing it like few days back, I think 2 days, for 2 days straight already. Then the next day it happened right in front of my eyes, and I completed my online course that I want to build. And I, yes, everything start falling into place now. So I can tell you, it's like self-praise yourself, relationship. The relationship not only for others, but also for yourself. Just do it for yourself. Yes, thank you for listening. Simona, you want to add?
Yeah, I don't even know where to start, and I didn't write anything down, but I'm just so happy that I'm here with Jay and Abby. And I kind of want to tell you a little background of me first, and then I'll bring it together because we still have a bunch of time to kill. So a little bit about myself is I am still in corporate America. I was a designer for a couple decades, at least 20 years, doing design for TV. So I kind of know like a little bit about just designing and set design and that sort of stuff. But I just got into a dead end. I just felt a little not fulfilling. And I looked around and I just said, you know what, I've got to do something. I'm not happy. I just wanted something more in life. And I looked at myself and said, is this it? Is this all that I have to go to a corporate job and just put in my time and then, collect a paycheck? I needed something different. So I just finally, I had something inside of me for so long. Like since I was a young kid, I always thought about building this community and I didn't know how to do it. So I started with my podcast called Couch to Fire, where we kind of inspire others. And we want to get people excited about the possibilities of not just doing that corporate job, because I come from that, and just venturing out and finally spreading your wings and trying new things, and that's what I felt like in my heart that people needed to hear, especially people in my position where, that's what you've been doing for so long. So I met Abby through this podcast course, and it was just such a wonderful experience. We supported each other. She has a podcast called Fast Forward Your Entrepreneurial Life Journey. Is that right, Abby? Yes. So we both launched, and it was just such a wonderful thing. And once you do that, the best thing about now this time is meeting people online. And they're not creepy people, because I just met Abby and then we just met Jay. It's just like this wonderful community that are full of entrepreneurs, full of people that want to learn, full of people that want to encourage each other. So it started rolling into all these speakers. I loved Dean Graziosi. I loved Tony Robbins. I started with Bob Proctor. I mean, just Jack Canfield, all the best people out there to help you, jumpstart your passions and everything. So when you start doing that and you start feeling confident about your abilities, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Every morning I'd go, oh my God, Simona, you are gorgeous. You are so fit. You are so amazing. And like Abby did, I did the same thing. You just have to say that every day and every day and every day. And you just have to praise yourself and feel good about who you are, because you are amazing. And you have to tell yourself that. You have to feel good. You have to love yourself. It's Love Week right now. So if we can all focus on the great things that we are doing and we're about to do, that's a big part of who we can become, So you focus on these goals, and I would do that, and I would just listen to YouTube. And one thing that was great about YouTube is I bought the upgrade, so I didn't have to listen to any of the commercials. So it was like all I would listen to is Tony Robbins over and over, Dean Graziosi over and over, you know, and Abraham Hicks, you know, and all these like wonderful people that talked about law of attraction, talked about you're in control of your life, and life happens for you, not to you, you know. So all that kind of momentum, it just starts, you embrace it, and it's just an amazing feeling. So I have had a bunch of mentors, and one of them is, and these ladies have taught me, is Jade Moser, and um, she's like a teacher that tells you about intuition and gratitude and meditation, and she has a free course, purifying your spirit, and she was just so amazing, and that's how we got here. I met up with her, and she said, Simona, I really want you to start meditating and figuring out, when you meditate and you have an idea, write it down. I said, okay, you know, let's do it. You know, okay, I'll meditate and I'll write it down and everything, you know. So I've been meditating, and one day I had this amazing, beautiful thought, and it was just so crazy. And I was like, oh my God, I gotta write this down. And I thought about this time or a chance where we can help everybody out, you know, where it's a talent show, we can help a charity, we can influence others and inspire others. And I got so excited. Abby is one of my best friends, and I said, Abby, I have this crazy dream and an idea, and I really want to share it with you, and I kind of want to do it right before New Year's Eve, and this is how Show You Groove happened, you know. So I said, Abby, what do you think about this? And Abby, what did you think of what I told you?
I'm like in shock and like thinking in my mind, like, are you crazy? Like, you know, like, are you serious? Not crazy. Are you serious? Then that I just say, why not? Then we also asked Jema to join us also, because like our connection, like we feel like we are in sync with each another. So Jay like agreed to join us in this crazy journey also.
Yeah, and it was just such a wonderful feeling that I had. And Abby, thank you so much for supporting this crazy idea that I had. And it was just inspired by meditation. I mean, it wasn't from me. It was the gift that I got from the higher spirits, which I believe is from God. You know, I felt like the need to do this. And Abby contacted Jay, and Jay was just so wonderful too. I don't know if I could have found any other perfect people to help with this event called Show Your Groove event, and we kind of worked together. We started working on it. Abby and I started working on it, and Jay was kind of still working at her job, so she was just very, very busy. And we were like, "Is Jay gonna help? I don't know if she's going to." And Abby's like, "Yes, Jay is amazing. She knows what she has to do, and she has lots of responsibility right now. She will pull through. I know it. I know it. I know." And I said, "Okay, Abby, I believe in you." And Jay and I didn't know very much of each other, right, Jay?
We chatted, but not as close as we are through the whole process. Yes.
So we continued just to push through, and it was just such a crazy timeline. And by the grace of God, I don't know how we did everything. We did this 24-hour event starting New Year's Eve and into the new year, and we had the most amazing speakers. And Abby got these amazing, talented people too. I mean, she was just like on it, getting all these amazing connections. And Jay was doing all these amazing connections. You know, they were the ones that pretty much filled up the whole schedule. And I was the one going in the background going like this. But it was like the perfect situation. I want you guys to talk about it.
Jay, you can talk about it.
Yeah, so when Simona came to me, I just really said yes. So that's part of the whole journey is sometimes we really don't know. We just have faith and we actually don't know all the details of what it is that we need to do, just saying yes to it. And then all of a sudden, magically, we were able to just each do our own and it was for love and to spread joy and positivity, being able to give back to charity. I think our passions came out. Single minute we had, it's like let's connect to someone, and then the people were the ones who made it happen. It's all everyone else who just were so gracious to be able to share their time, that they believe in us, that they have faith, like from someone who barely speaks on and to trust in us. Of course not them, they speak. Simona and Abby have their podcast, but to be able to trust in the and take place. And we had speakers, not a lot of speakers who showed up, and we even had to turn away speakers. I believe we had over 65 plus speakers and talent. It was days on this event, like nonstop. And with them, I think it's like closer to a little bit over, maybe just a little less than 3 weeks to make this whole thing take. For me, through this whole process was just say yes if it feels right, if it's with the right people, and if it was for the right purpose. So being able to be on this journey, building that relationship, all will tie in with the relationship, working always from the heart and showing gratitude for whatever we have, and showing gratitude to the people who were able to help make us who we are, wherever we are right now. And to be able to just believe in that process so that magic happens. It was so magical. I would never have imagined being able to put for the first time of doing an event like that. It was my second event, but the first one was a few hours. This was a 26-hour event, and of course Ken Crow was really kind enough to support that too. He showed up. He has been such a big supporter, and I can't thank him enough.
He's wonderful. Yeah.
Abby, do you want to share a little bit? You were like technical person. You did all the groove stuff, and we had a lot of friends who came in to also help us with technical things. So sometimes we don't know how to do it. We just find help, right? Find someone, and they were able to come in to help us with no budget too.
Oh yes, no
Abby?
budget. Hello, yeah. Can you hear right? Okay. Yeah. So I like Jay what she say yes and figure out how to make it happen later. So like what she said, like if you feel right and if it's the right person with the right people and the right purpose, then we just do it. So I think the technical stuff is something that I hate. Okay, language, I shouldn't say hate. I'm not so familiar with technique and tech stuff, but I grow to love it. Okay, so you need to tell your mind like the good things so that your mind will accept like, oh, okay, you actually love it and you are excited about it. So I can tell you I'm not a morning person. But once I open my eyes, I straight away open my laptop and work on the final page. It's something that I will never do it because usually I'll be the one like, okay, once I wake up I will like let me like maybe rest on the bed a while longer, like maybe another 30 minutes or 10 minutes. But literally that the month of December, once I open my eyes, I straight away open my laptop and start working on the sales page, working on the website. So it's something that I just find it like, yeah, there's a like a bigger purpose, not just for yourself, but it's for something even bigger than you. So it makes me so excited. Like, even though I'm not good in technical stuff, building website, but I have this like fire in me to make it happen. Like, I just want to make it happen and let it be like the best thing that can ever happen in anyone's life. Like, I think the main purpose of this whole event, Show Your Groove, is also to help people make their dreams come true. So I think like helping people to make their dreams come true means helping us to have our dream come true too. So it's like a purpose bigger than yourself. Yes.
Absolutely. And this goes to show you, like, when you have an idea and you pass it around and people believe in it, or you don't know how to get things done, it just formed perfectly. We found someone to help us with the graphics, our friends, and we found someone to donate their time helping us build the website. We found all these amazing people to help out, and they're excited about it. And so don't worry about how it happens, all the steps to the end result, because it just works out. And by this Show You Groove event, I mean, it just happens, and you should believe in it, because we didn't know what we were doing and we just kept going and it just came out and it was amazing. And we're just so thankful. And I think we all talked about this as a group, and we really want to start a online masterclass to help entrepreneurs in the very beginning of their stages of their journey, to help them showcase their knowledge and help them pass on and inspire other people. So we're going to build, and we're working on that now, building an online community where people can showcase their knowledge and help each other out. This online community is what I've been thinking about, and we've been thinking about, to help each other in this process, because we had such a great experience with helping each other out now and helping other people out too. So it'll be a Show You Groove masterclass or online community. And Jay, do you have like the information of our stuff, our the emails and stuff? I think she has it online or on the slide
I
that we can
have the
show.
slides, yeah, so I can share more about that. So through this whole process of like, it was my journey, my personal journey started Abby, and I met Abby and Simona. Being an introvert, if I had not stepped out, I wanted to share this message that, like, if you feel like you're like been unseen or unheard or unsupported, and especially introverts out there like me who never really talked, who really were just hiding behind like the background. But that if you share, each of us has this message that you can share, because each of us has this story, and that we can continue to inspire each other if we just taken, if we are come out of our comfort zone, and that's spreading our comfort area, and then magic starts to happen, and we start making these connections, like how I met Abby and Simona and Ken and Charmaine, like all these amazing people, and that's how we continue to grow. And what the secret really is like when we start working from the heart with the gratitude and building the relationship, we grow faster together, and we really can create like unimaginable things like that take place. There's just been so many different things that like it almost seemed like it just like was from a fairy tale to me. And so with this whole program that we're sharing is this community where we can continue to draw on each other's heart, and just being able to help share what we already have inside of us as we continue to thrive and to grow online together. And we're going to just continue having these events also to spread the value that we have by working together. And so for anyone who would like to learn more or also to connect with us, we do have that. So let me go ahead and share also this here. It is under right here. And it is going to be, we do have free gifts. For me, I have 10 engagement posts to boost your visibility on Facebook, how I was able to help a number of people who were like me, who never showed up online, but being able to now be mentors and have their own programs and to be able and speakers and put on their own webinars and things like that by growing their audience online. So we have some free gifts for you, but we can also be found at showyourgroove@gmail.com. So if you want to reach out to any one of us, that's how you would find us, but also free on the dashboard, you'll be able to download the free gifts. And anything else? How are you, Ken? How's rest?
I've been here. I've been resting. we're still running a live event, so I'm still here. You guys are doing great. So you have a couple of minutes if there's anything you want to add. Otherwise, I will let everybody know that your delightful free gift is on the dashboard. So all you all need to do, those of you that are watching, and if you're not watching, you don't know what I'm saying, so it really doesn't matter anyway. But what you want to do is go to worldloveweek.com/dashboard, where all of the good stuff is. That is not live with us here. So you'll find all that on the dashboard. And by the way, while you're there, there is a button that says upgrade to VIP, which I urge you to grab. Don't grab the button, but click the button, because if you do, you will get the best deal ever on all of the VIP all access recordings, plus VIP bonuses from our speakers and more. I don't even know what's even there because people keep adding stuff to it. So it's a big surprise to me. But you also, by the way, get your own personalized World Love Week mug. So I urge you to grab that right now before the price goes up. And it is going up after this event is over, or maybe even before this event's over. I don't know. It depends upon how fast my fingers work. So I urge you to go grab that as well. And stay tuned for some more amazing stuff. Coming up next is my buddy Jonathan England, who I am so excited to hear him coming up. So you want to make sure that you fasten your seatbelts, get ready for a rockin' day, whatever time it is. It is now nearly 6 a.m. here in Sydney. It is still dark outside, but we can see your future. And well, I would say it's dark, but I think it's going to be sun. So just saying. Any final thoughts, final words, ladies?
Abby?
No pressure. No pressure.
We just wanted to say thank you so much for this amazing event. We've been watching, on the sidelines. I think I even tune in at 3, 4 in the morning when I wake up. And it's been like beyond my imagination. It's just been a blessing to know you, Ken. And I think for anyone who has not caught many parts of this event, yes, be sure VIP is something to consider because it's 7 days and there's been so many speakers that I can't even believe that I'm even on this platform to share with people like that. So thank you for this opportunity. I'm very grateful for this.
Glad to have you guys with us. You are rock stars, and it's always a pleasure to have you. You always make me feel better about the world whenever I see you, whenever I'm in your aura, truly. So, ladies and gentlemen, my triumvirate of successful women, Simona, Abby, and Jay. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Appreciate it.
All righty. Let me just quickly stop the recording and start a new recording so that Janelle will love me even more than he already does. Okay. I am thrilled and excited to bring on our next guest because we've been talking for a little bit. He is at home in the country of Costa Rica, where I lived for a while, on about 10 years ago. So we do have a lot of commonalities. But I got to tell you that Jonathan England is all about doing well while doing good. He's an international best-selling author and a founder of Earthwaking University. Great name. He went from being a broke, ignorant, blacked out drunk, an atheist beach bum, to building a multi-million-dollar empire, to creating a powerful global movement that's healing humanity from the inside out. His special gift is helping people remember who and why they are. If you're ready to uncover your life's purpose and step into your calling to live a life of joy, fulfillment, and abundance on all levels, my friends, then Jonathan is someone you are totally going to want to get to know. Ladies and gentlemen, the amazing Jonathan England. Let's give him a big hand.
Hey, all right, yeah. Thank you, Ken. It's an honor to be speaking on your stage, your platform here. Ken is an incredible guy. We haven't known each other that long, but when you meet a kindred spirit, that person. But we've known each other for a long time. It's just we haven't met physically yet, so you can just feel it. So thanks again, Ken. Love what you're doing here. Love everything that you stand for. So let me ask a question out there. Who here would like to do good things in the world? Raise your hand if you'd like to do some good things in the world. Now, I can't see everybody. I see we got some live streaming going on. All right, so I'm just going to assume that your hand's up. Yeah, okay, Ken's hand's up. If your hand's not up, then you probably want to go ahead and click off, and you don't want to hear what I'm going to have to say. Okay, now let me ask another question. Who here would be okay making a whole lot of money? Say aye.
Aye.
All right, awesome. If you did not say aye, you're probably not going to like this either. Okay, who here would be okay making a whole lot of money doing really good things in the world? Say, I want that.
I want that. I'm proxy for everybody. Okay, I want that.
Okay, there we go. There we go. So I think everybody said I want that. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Doing well while doing good. Sometimes we go through some really dark stuff in our life, and it's like this tunnel that we get stuck inside of, and we don't think there's a way out. It's like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. We're like lost in this darkness, and it just feels all hopeless. But then it's like we'll meet somebody, or this thing happens, and all of a sudden we make it out. Somehow we make it out of the impossible situation. Well, what if it was grace that pulled us through? And what if the only reason we went through it is because love knew that we could make it? And what if the only reason we did that is so no one else ever had to? So if you don't want your pain to be in vain, turn your mess into a message to make an impact, and then for bonus points and income, because no margin, no mission. See, money is not a negative thing. Money doesn't like pervert people or make people bad. Money's a magnifier. So if you're already corrupt, then cool, you're gonna get your corruption is gonna be magnified when you get a whole bunch of money. But if you're a good dude or a good gal, a good person, you get magnified that in the world. If I'm like, hey, go help these children out in Africa, they're starving, here's $5, go do it. You can't really do much of nothing, right? But if I was like, here's $5 billion, then now you got a chance. You can actually do some stuff. So it's just magnifying what you already are in the world. So I want to release any of that stuff, judgment. I got this like these two polarities where there was a time in my life where I was just like, I had the little victim mentality. I just thought I was at the effect of this world. It was just like beating me down. And then a point in my life, I realized that I needed to take responsibility for my reality. So I started doing personal development, working on myself from the inside out. And I started to set some goals and started to shift my life. And I became a very successful real estate investor, built a multi-million-dollar real estate empire, starting with no money, no credit, no clue. Within my first 18 months, I'd made $400,000. Within my first 2 years, I built a multi-million-dollar empire. And then, but I realized even that didn't because I was just trying to make a good life for my family so we could go on vacations. Nobody had to work. And even that, it still had the void. I was like, that's not helping me either. It's not filling the void that I've been searching for to fill my whole life. So then my pendulum swung to the other side, and where I became like pure spiritual. As far as because I was always a all or nothing kind of guy. When we said earlier, Ken said I was a blackout drunk, atheist beach bum. I was blackout drunk, not just drunk. I'm talking about blackout drunk because I'm all or nothing. So if I'm gonna get drunk, I'm gonna get really drunk. So it was all the way. So that's what I did when I went spiritual as well, all the way spiritual. I did a 40-day fast. I didn't eat food for 40 days. I was going to church 5 times every Sunday, twice every Wednesday, all different churches to really just try to get an understanding. And so I went all the way, my pendulum swung all the way to where I was just, I thought giving was better than receiving. Has anybody ever here believed in that myth that giving is better than receiving? There's a time in my life where I believed that. And where that led me, that beliefs, our beliefs are determining our destination. Our thoughts are directing us. So with that belief, here's where that road led me. From millions of dollars, I just started like giving everything away and just doing just pure giving and giving. And I kind of left me out. And I got to the point where I was homeless, like carless, phoneless, negative bank accounts. And at that point, I couldn't even take care of myself, let alone anybody else. Now I was completely happy, completely fulfilled. I'm just walking around, like looking at the trees and like, man, I'm just so happy. And then my girlfriend, now my wife, well, she wasn't even my girlfriend back then, but now she's now my wife, but she took me into her little 1-bedroom apartment, and everything was okay. You know, I was just happy, but there's a point where we got an eviction notice on the door. And then I was like, well, I can't even take care of myself, let alone my family. I can't do anything for anybody. So there's no good or bad, right or wrong, just what works and doesn't work given what you're trying to accomplish. So what I was trying to accomplish was actually do something good in the world. Actually, you know, be here, like leave an like make an impact, not just be here to just consume. I didn't come here to get anything from this world. I came here to bring my gift into it. But if I'm just completely poor, then like I couldn't even pay the bills, and we're about to get kicked out on the street. My whole family going to be, you know, in a tent somewhere. So I understood that didn't work. So then I finally started to understand that neither one of these work, where you're just like going for the money, you know, just doing it so you can be successful and thinking that being successful and making a bunch of money and getting all the things that you want, your house, your car, all those things, your vacations are going to make you happy. That doesn't work. That's out of balance. But then on the other side as well, just being just pure peaceful, just meditating in a cave, that doesn't work well either, unless, you know, that's just unless you're not here to really make an impact. If you're just here for you, then that's completely fine. So either one of those, they're two sides of the same coin. I call it Greedy Gary. I'll call him like Greedy Gary, the capitalist who puts profits over people, and then Selfless Sally, the one who thinks giving is better than receiving. But here's the thing. Giving is not better than receiving, because giving and receiving are exactly the same thing. They're two sides of the same coin, and your ability to give is capped at your ability to receive. So if you don't know how to receive, there's no way you can give. Like, you might go, I'm an incredible giver. Well, just imagine if you were receiving as well. You become a conduit for abundance to come to the world, because you'll never get sad enough to end depression, and you'll never get broke enough to end poverty. I tried it. It didn't work. So you got to be the change that you wish to see in the world. So make sure that you become what you want to change. Like if you're just trying to get broke, that you think that's spiritual and you're like doing something good for the planet. No, you're just reinforcing the poverty mentality. And that's the problem. See, we're trying to treat symptoms on the planet, but we need to go to the cause. The cause are the way that we think. So about 5 years ago, I was given a vision to reinvent the educational system, reinvent the monetary system, and unite religions. And I'm like, well, how am I going to do that? Well, it was never my job. It was my job to just stay out of the way. I'm just a conduit for those things to flow through. So I'm going to tell you about these 5 levels of consciousness. They're really 5 states of conscious orientation. So you can kind of spot yourself. Now, don't use these levels to judge yourself or judge anybody else, because in truth, we're all in level 5 all the time. But what you believe to be true is true for you, even if it's not true. So you could believe yourself to be, you know, a victim. And if you believe that, then that's the reality that you'll manifest for yourself. Now, manifest does not mean to create. Manifest means to make obvious what is already there. What's wrong is always available. So is what's right. We choose what to focus on. What you focus on expands. So manifest is just focusing, directing your focus. So you can either focus on what's missing, or you can focus on what's there. You can either focus on what I don't have, or you can focus on what I do have. And there's a Bible verse that says, those who have will be given more, and those who have not, even what they have will be taken from them. And that sounds rude. That sounds, well, that's not fair. They don't have anything. Why would you take away from the people who don't have anything? Well, it's because it's according to your thoughts. You know, money doesn't come from people. Money comes through people. I'll say that again. Money does not come from people. It comes through people when you tune to it. When you tune to abundance, then it comes through. So it's never coming from a person. It's coming through a person when you tune to it. And how you become wealthy in this world is you solve problems. Now, you got like Greedy Gary, the capitalist, that puts profits over people. He will create problems just so he can solve them. One of them, is Greedy Gary ever going to end war? No, of course not, because war is profitable. So of course he's not going to end war. He'll actually go create war because he can make a lot of profits off of it. Greedy Gary is not going to, is ever going to end the virus. Of course not, because it's profitable. I can just keep making vaccines, and people have to keep coming back to me all the time. The ultimate form of control is dependency. So you want to make sure that you found your sovereignty inside of yourself, and completely you're liberated from the inside out, not thinking that this world has some sort of control over you. We're not victims of our circumstances. We're creators of them. But if you think that these circumstances are bigger than you, then so be it. But you've got the power to make that decision. Whatever decision you make, then the world is going to reflect it back to you, whatever decision that you made. So I said all that to just remind you, as we go through these 5 levels of consciousness, just use this to see where you are. Because if I said, hey, if you order a pizza and then the pizza delivery boy calls you and says, I'm lost. Well, what's the first question you're going to ask the pizza delivery boy? Where are you at? Now, if he lies to you, then you're going to give him the wrong direction. So it's very important to just, be okay with where you're at, not judge it. The pizza delivery boy doesn't need to judge himself because he's lost. He just needs to be honest. Because if he judged himself that he was lost and then lied about it, then we couldn't give him the right direction. So there's no judgment. It's just about a discernment to understand where you're at. So understand where you're at, understand where the people around you are at, and then just use these as like signposts kind of, so you'll know where you're going. So level 1 is called disoriented. This is called disoriented because people in level 1 have no orientation. This is the level of victim mentality. This is the level of the masses right now. No orientation, don't know where they're going. They've got no direction. And without vision, the people will perish. So most people don't have a vision. I'll ask people, hey, what do you want? And they'll give me the huge list of everything that they don't want. I'm like, I didn't ask you what you don't want. I said, what do you want? But people don't even you would be surprised at how many people have never even sat down and just made a list of their goals, never just sat down and created like, what do I want out of life? They'll spend, more time just planning out just a little trip to the store than they will even their life. And they wonder why they show up. Their life turns out the way it is. So level 1, the level of victim mentality, where they don't have a vision, they don't have a direction, they don't know what they're just a pinball getting bounced around. And so that's why it's called disoriented. Now, in each of these 5 levels, there's a lesson that you learn in the levels, and you transcend each level, transcend in the trance of each level, because in whatever level of consciousness you're in, you can't solve the problem at the level of consciousness that created it. But the next level, the level of consciousness beyond it, the problems don't even exist. The problem that was created in the lower level of consciousness, it doesn't even exist in the next level, because it's our own creation. It's artificially created. It's our own problems that we made up. Problems are artificially created. We create problems. They don't even exist. They're artificially created because the only thing that exists is love. Everything is perfect. It always has been. It always will be. But we go into this illusion and artificially create problems for ourselves. Why would we do that? Because the core is that we don't think that we're worthy of love. We just don't think that we're good enough. So what do? We try to figure out how to earn our way to love. So we try to become good enough. And so we'll start creating problems subconsciously, not even realizing we're doing it, creating problems just so that we can fix them, so we can earn our way to love. But you can't do that. So level 1, victim mentality, completely controlled by your circumstances. No direction, no vision. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. So it's people just falling for, just handing over their free will, just completely in a trance, like a little zombie walking around like a robot, handing over their consciousness to somebody else's goals. And they become just a robot for somebody else to get their goals. So level 2 is what I call goal-oriented. Now, level 1, you live in the past, which creates depression. Level 2, goal-oriented, guess where you live in level 2? In the future, which creates anxiety. But it's a huge step. From level 1 to level 2 is a huge step. Now, there's a massive mistake in each of the levels as well. In level 1, the massive mistake is caring what other people think. You will never make it to level 2 if you're cared about what other people think. Why? Because if you're caring about what everybody else thinks, then you're going to do what everybody else does. And if you do what everybody else does, you're going to get what everybody else is getting. And then you're going to be getting the same thing that the masses are getting, which is level 1, victim mentality. So level 2, you start to set the goals. So in level 2, you're completely in control of your circumstances, and you're completely controlled by your circumstances. So you've got this blueprint thinking, well, I need this house, I need this car, I need this, whatever these things are. And you start to put those things into your reality in level 2. You understand, hey, I'm the creator of my circumstances. And you say, if I got a crappy job, well, I chose that crappy job. And you can just pick, you can pick a new job and then work your way towards it. You set the goal. And then, if you can hold it in your head, you can hold it in your hand. Just make sure you put your thoughts and then your emotion, put your energy in motion behind the thoughts that you actually want. Don't put energy in motion behind the thoughts that you don't want. That's what most people are doing. What they don't want, I don't want that. And they get emotional about it. Energy in motion, fear, I don't want that. And they take all their energy in motion and they direct it into what they don't want and get that. So it's very important to get clear on what you do want. That's level 2, getting clear on what you want, and then taking your emotion, your energy in motion, feeling the experience of that wish fulfilled and moving, acting accordingly so that you can produce those fruits. And the success, it's an emergent. It emerges. It's not like it's something out there waiting for you. Those goals aren't out there waiting for you. It's an emergent. When you put the pieces together, it starts to grow. Just like if you were to bake a cake, you got to take the recipe, you put all these things together, you put it in the oven, and then you bake the cake. All of a sudden it emerges, but you have to put all the pieces together and then it emerges. It's not a linear thing. That's the way like reaching your big goals are. But so in level 2, you're actually, so the lesson in level 2 is wealth, which is taking responsibility for your external environment. The lesson level 1 was health, which is taking responsibility for your body. Because if you can't take responsibility for your body, that's the ultimate victim mentality. Even my body's attacking me. That's the ultimate victim mentality. So level 2, you step outside of that, say, okay, I can handle my body and I can actually handle my environment around me. And so you're starting to take your power back. So the way people talk about awakening, I'm awake, right? I woke up, I'm awake. Well, what does that even mean? Well, it means, what it really means, people are like, I had my awakening 20 years ago. Oh, you did? Well, here's what it means. The percentage of awake you are is exactly proportionate to the percentage of responsibility you've taken for your reality. So if you take like 10% responsible for your reality and blame 90% on the government, well, then you're 10% awake. If you're like 90%, except for your children are making you mad all the time, 10% of the time, well, then you're 90% awake. It's just what responsibility you're taking for your reality in 5 aspects of your life: your health, your wealth, your happiness, your relationships, and your spiritual connection. So level 2 is you're taking responsibility for your wealth, which is your external environment, the things that are happening. So you're setting the goals, you're understanding that you have the power to put those things in place. You can just get the right strategies, the right tactics, the right tools, and put those in place. But again, you're living in the future. So what happens? You'll get the goal. Like, all right, I want $1 million. And you go and you make the $1 million. You're like, yay, I'm successful. Well, how long are you happy for? Only an instant, right? Because it's a drug. If you're getting it from the outside in, if you're getting abundance or success or the feeling, if you're getting the feeling from the outside in, it's a drug. Anything come from the outside in is a drug. And what happens with that drug is it wears off. And then once it wears off, what happens when a drug wears off? You got to go get another hit. But it's not the same hit. It's not going to do the same thing, right? So you got to get a bigger hit. So now you got to get, it's not $1 million I need, it's $10 million. And you got to keep growing and growing and growing, because you're never in the present moment, because you're always, the moment you make it to where you've been waiting for your whole life in level 2, moment you get there, all of a sudden the new goal emerges in front of you. You're like, oh, and then off you go. And you never even enjoyed where you were, right? So level 3 is called journey oriented. Level 1, you live in the past, which creates depression. Level 2, you live in the future, which creates anxiety. Level 3, guess where you live in level 3? In the present, which creates peace. So it's in level 1, you think life is just hopeless. In level 2, you think it's about the destination. Level 3, you realize it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. It's about enjoying the journey. Why do mountain climbers climb mountains? Because they love to climb mountains. They just love it, right? That's why they're a mountain climber. So it's about loving what you do and doing what you love in level 3, or just being, because in level 3, you merge with everything. You find that everything you've always been wanting, you've had within you the entire time. This is when you start to manifest from the inside out. This is the awakening in level 3. The perfect metaphor for level 3 is the Wizard of Oz. In the Wizard of Oz, you got the lion, the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, and Dorothy, all searching for something. What did the lion want? He wanted courage. What did the Tin Man want? He wanted a heart. And what did the Scarecrow want? He wanted a brain. What did Dorothy want? She wanted to get home. So off they go to see the wizard. Just follow the yellow brick road to go see the wizard. Now, what's at the end of that yellow brick road is a wizard. And if you can just get there, he's going to grant you your wishes. So they go all the way across. They're fighting the flying monkeys, doing all this crazy adventure to try to get to this wizard so they could finally get what they wanted. Well, they get to the wizard, and what happens? It turns out he was a fraud. He couldn't ever give them what they wanted. He never had it. But the Lion, Tin Man, and Scarecrow all found what they were looking for. Where did they get it? They found it within themselves. They had it the whole time. The lion found his courage. Now, how did he find it, though? This is a very important key right here. How did he find it? He uncovered it within himself. But he prayed for courage. What did he get? What was the answer to his prayers? Flying monkeys trying to kill him and his friends. That was the answer to his prayers, was flying monkeys trying to kill him and his friends. Not just him. because it wouldn't have been enough. It was just him, because we'll do more for other people than we'll do for ourselves, right? So that lion, if the flying monkeys were just trying to kill him and he's like, I don't have any courage, he would have ran and he would have hid and he would have never exposed his courage. But since it was about something bigger than him, and this is important, it's got to be about something bigger than you, so you can actually start to understand who you are, because who you are is way bigger than you think that you are. You're bigger than any circumstance that has ever showed up in your reality. There's no circumstance on this planet that's bigger than you, but we're falling under that illusion. We think that we're consumers when we're actually creators. So the lion had to face the circumstances of the flying monkeys that were bigger than him, but not just attacking him and his friends. And because it was about his friends, he stopped and he did not run. He faced his fears. You know what courage is? Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is feeling the fear and doing it anyway. So he felt the fear and he did it anyway. So the answer to his prayers, he wanted courage. The answer to his prayers was flying monkeys, was the problem that exposed the courage that was within him. So sometimes we have problems that show up in our reality. They're not actually problems. They're gifts. They're opportunities. Every adversity carries with the seed of an equal or greater opportunity. The bigger the problem, the adversity, the bigger the opportunity. But if we're looking at it as the problem, we're missing the gift. It's never a problem. It never has been. There are no problems. We're artificially manifesting problems. It's happening for a reason. And what that reason is, it's the answer to your prayers. When a problem shows up, it's the answer to your prayers. So you can find what you've been looking for. But see, there's a difference between wanting something and being ready to receive it. Some of y'all like, I really want a coaching business. I really want to do well while doing good. I want a lot of money. Difference between wanting something and being ready to receive it. How do you know when you're ready to receive it? Well, it's when you realize that it's there already. It always has been. It always will be. All you need is within you now. And you got to tune to it. Because remember, money doesn't come from people. It comes through people. Success doesn't come from the outside. It comes through the outside. Because this world is just your mirror. So you've got to tune up to it. You got to understand that everything you need is inside. You got to find it inside of you first. When you find it out inside of you first, then it's going to show up, because it appears without, though it is within. It looks like it's out there, but it's really just in here. And when you find what you're looking for inside of yourself, then all of a sudden it's going to appear. I remember whenever I was a broke, ignorant, blackout, drunk, atheist beach bum. Well, guess who my friends were? Broke, ignorant, blackout, drunk, atheist beach bums. Birds of a feather flock together. That's not just a bumper sticker. That's really how it works. So I remember when I told all my friends, I'm like, hey, I'm going to go be a successful real estate investor. What do you think they said to me? They laughed at me. Like, no, you're just like us, man. Like, well, what is that quote? Don't let those who say it can't be done get in the way of those who are doing it. So I said yes. And I made it a must. I said, I'm going to do this no matter what. And I found it inside of me. And my whole world transformed. I found the courage inside of myself. I found the confidence inside of myself. I found the real estate investor inside of myself. I found the abundance inside of myself. And you know what? How it really happened? So I got a recipe. If you want to bake a world-class cake, you don't have to spend 30 years to become a world-class chef. You just need what from that chef? The recipe. So I found the recipe. I stopped asking people who didn't have what I wanted and started asking people who did and say, well, how do you do that? And they had a recipe for it. And it cost money to buy the recipe, but it's worth it. So I bought the recipe on how to become a successful real estate investor, starting with no money, no credit, no clue. Now the world would say that's impossible. But the only people that say that's impossible are the people that have never done it. But the people who've already done it, the impossible becomes I'm possible. So I took that recipe. I believed in it. I believed in myself. I started doing it. But it took me 6 months before I did my very first deal. 6 months of nothing. I mean, I'm giving everything I got to learn this stuff. And I was driving an hour and a half to a real estate investment club. There wasn't a real estate investment club in my city. So I had to drive an hour and a half to get to the nearest one each way. And I drove there every month. Now, why was I doing that? Because you become who you surround yourself with. So I had to if I want to be a real estate investor, I wanted to surround myself with them. I was a broke, ignorant, blackout, drunk, atheist beach bum surrounded by broke, ignorant, blackout, drunk, atheist beach bums. What do you think the chances are of me becoming a real estate investor? Because I'm going to get shamed every time I'm doing something. Because, it's like this little cult mentality. Like people get trapped inside of these things, these little boxes of who they think that they're supposed to be based upon what the other people are doing. And it's just like this dogma and this indoctrination, living from the inside out, caring what other people think. So I had to find, you know, a group of people. I always say, stop hanging out with people who share a common past and start hanging out with people who share a common future. So I needed to find somebody who shared a common future. So it was worth driving an hour and a half. Now, here's what happened. First, like month, the first month I went, I was just terrified. I was hiding in the corner. I'm like, they're going to know I'm not a real estate investor. They're going to see me. I don't want them to see me. And I'm like hiding in the corner. And then the next month, I'm still hiding in the corner. Oh God, they're going to know I'm not a real estate investor. Because I didn't see myself as one. And I knew they're just going to sniff me out. Like I'm not supposed to be here. And of course, I wasn't getting the fruits of a real estate investor. I wasn't making all the money yet. Why? Because I still didn't believe I was yet. How do I know I don't believe I was? Because I'm hiding in the corner, hoping they don't see me. Third month, I'm like, dude, I know everything these people are talking about. Like, because I've been studying so much. I'm really starting to believe in myself. Fourth month, I'm like, dude, I could say it, teach anything anybody here's talking about. Fifth month, yeah, I could teach this class. The sixth month is the month that it shifted. On the sixth month, I'm looking at all these people and I'm listening to them talk. I'm like, all right, now this is ridiculous. How are they doing this? And I'm not doing it. Like, you know, I'm just as smart as that person. I know what they're talking about. I can teach this thing. I'm just as smart as that person. Like, you know, there's no reason they can do it and I can't do it. And that guy right there, that guy's an idiot. And if he can do it, I can do it. Now that's literally what I thought inside my mind. I don't have any judgment on myself back then. Like, but that's what it took for me to look at somebody and say, that's an idiot right there. Now, this back when I was in level 2, well, moving from level 1 to level 2. So, of course, I still had like judgments on people and stuff out there, but it was the judgment on myself is what it was. So, like, dang, man, because I'm like, if he's an idiot, that means I must be an idiot. And I don't want to be an idiot. So, if he can do it, I can do it. And then that very next day, I got my first deal. Now, here's something you want to hear something wild? So, if you want to be a successful real estate investor, then you have to do what real estate investors do. Now, I'm talking about real estate investing right now. Not because I'm saying you should go be a real estate investor, but I'm talking about the principles behind it. How did I shift from this broke, ignorant, blackout, drunk, atheist beach bum to building a multi-million-dollar empire to building a global movement? How did that happen? Watch the principles behind it. You can use this recipe for anything that you want to do in your life. So watch this. If you want to be a successful real estate investor, you got to do what successful real estate investors do. If you want to be a global movement leader, you got to do what global movement leaders do. If you want to be a coach, you know, having a coaching business, you got to do what people who have a coaching business do. You got to take the actions. Faith that works is dead. You got to believe it and you got to act accordingly. And so your faith is proven by your actions. If you're not taking the actions, it's proving that you don't have no faith. It's proving that you have fear. Fear is imagination running wild. Faith is imagination focused. Focused on what? Your vision. So you've got to have the vision and you stand for it. So in order to be successful or anything, you got to do what a successful that person does. Now, I was trying to be a successful real estate investor. What do successful real estate investors do? They buy properties. In order to buy a property, what must you first do? You got to put in an offer. You have to put in an offer or you're never going to get a property. Now, in those 6 months, how many offers do you think that I put in? Those first 6 months when I didn't do any deals, how many offers do you think that I put in? Zero off, not a one. I'm saying I'm going to be a successful real estate investor, but I wasn't doing what they do. The one thing that I have to do was the one thing I wasn't doing. Got no deals. But once I saw that guy and I said, he's an idiot. If he can do it, I can do it. I believed in myself for the first time. And then I went and did what a real estate investor would do because I believed myself to be one at that point. And then the actions flowed accordingly. See, stop doing things for your worthiness and do things from your worthiness. Stop doing things for abundance and start doing things from abundance. You've got to embody the person that has what you want. See, people come to me all the time, say, hey, how can I get these results? How can I have that, John? I'm like, oh, well, that's easy. Just do this, 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 and this. But well, no, that's not me. I don't do those things. Exactly. That's why you don't have what you want, because the person who has what you want is not the same person that you are right now. Now in the core, in the depth, see, you're programmed right now. That identity that you think that you are, that little small self, that's not you. That's just something that got programmed in, limiting beliefs that you believe yourself to be. So you're under no obligation to be the same person today as you were yesterday. You're under no obligation to be the same person right now as you were 30 seconds ago. You could listen to just one thing that I say and change your entire life. You don't have to explain it to anybody. You don't have to justify it. You just make the decision. And decision means to cut off from all other options. Once you've decided, everything can change. So there's a difference between wanting something and being ready to receive it. How do you become ready to receive it? You've got to see it. You got to see that it's here now. It always has been. The opportunities are all around you, but you just haven't been able to see them because you're not tuned to them. If you're listening to the radio and you're hearing a song on a station, and you've heard like 20 songs on that station that you don't like any of them, only an insane person would stay on that same station. What would you actually do if you wanted to hear a different song? You would simply change the station. Now, what is changing the station? It's changing the frequency. It's tuning to a different frequency. Now, when you change the station, you tune to a new frequency, what happens? You hear a new song. What did you create that new song? No, the new song was already there. It was already playing, but you just weren't tuned to it. You just couldn't hear it because you were only tuned to the station that had the songs you didn't want. It's time to tune to the station that has the songs you do want. So how do you tune to that station? Number one most important thing, get yourself around other people. Stop hanging out with people who share a common past. Start hanging out with people who share a common future. Get yourself around people that are tuned to the stations. You will know them by their fruit. The fruit is the results. Find somebody who has the fruit and get yourself around those people. That's why you're here at this thing right now. You're finding people who got fruits and you're like, I want those fruits. So you're starting to listen. You're starting to sow seed. Your mind is your garden, and this thoughts are the seeds. The beliefs that you're sowing in are going to produce the fruit. So what beliefs have been you holding on to? Everything that we want, we don't have, is on the other side of letting go of something we're dead certain about. And I said use dead on purpose, because if you ain't growing, you're dying. So if you're dead certain about something, there's no more life. You're already dying. You're not. There's no growth there. So everything that you want but don't have is on the other side of letting go of something you're dead certain about. You got to let yourself be around people that have the fruit that you want and become coachable. Just start trying it on and allow it. I mean, you don't have to do everything exactly the way somebody else does it. You find your own unique flavor of it, but you've got to get yourself around the people like that. So I applaud you for, investing in yourself, investing the time and the energy and the reason just to show up here and to be part of this, because you're being the change that you wish to see in the world, because you're surrounding yourself with people who have the fruits that you want. You're starting to take responsibility for your reality. I remember how I did it. I didn't have any successful real estate investors I could hang out with. I didn't have any successful people, period. Everybody in my reality was just drunks. So what did I do? I started reading books. I started watching YouTube videos, and I just isolated myself away from that world until I could grow myself. And what happened is those books that I was reading, those authors of those books were my friends. Now, they didn't know they were my friends, but they were the only people I was talking to. They were the only people I surrounded myself with. It was just the books. I was talking to them, or they were talking to me. They didn't know it. But then you know what happened later on? Once I tuned to myself to that reality, they actually became my friends. Like literally people the books that I was reading, that I thought like these people are just, I'll never be able to ever meet these people in person, became my friends. I started doing like deals with them. Like we're doing real estate deals together. We're on mastermind cruises together. We're hanging out with each other. It's just crazy to me. But it was because I tuned myself up. So that's what you're doing here. Just tuning yourself, getting the recipes, hanging around with people who got the fruit that you want, tuning up by sowing those seeds, their thoughts, whatever they believe that produce those fruits. Find out what they believe that are producing the fruits. And you do that, you shift it from the inside, then all of a sudden you can actually have what you've been waiting for, because you find it inside of yourself. You become the person that has what you want. So we're in level 3 right now. Level 3 is about just, letting go of chasing things, realizing it's about the journey, and tuning yourself up, finding it on the inside, becoming one with whatever it is that you've been waiting for. There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path, and it's just a choice. So level 3, the lesson is happiness, taking responsibility for your internal condition, your thoughts and your feelings, your internal environment. You're the only one in there. Your spouse didn't piss you off. Your children didn't make you mad. You made you mad and used them to do it. So it's about taking responsibility. So then level 3, like, okay, you've got everything you've ever been searching for, the peace, the love, the joy. It's unconditional. It's not based upon conditions or circumstances. It's in you, and wherever you go, there it is. Because wherever you go, there you are. When you become peace, love, and joy, wherever you go, peace, love, and joy is. No longer does the storm affect you. You affect it. You bring the calm to the storm. It bows down to you. So stepping up into level 3 is when you realize that you're a creator. So this is about making the shift from consumer to creator. See, we're all creators, created to create. And the likeness and image of God, the full power of God, yet we've been conditioned to consume. And we're taking things from the outside in, just smashing us down. We're a supernova that has somehow convinced ourselves we're black holes. So level 3 is when you flip the switch and find everything you're looking for inside of yourself. And then all of a sudden it just starts to emerge around you. It's the easy route. The other way is the tail wagging the dog. It's trying to get the mirror to change before you change. If you try to shave your mustache off your mirror, it doesn't work, but that's what people are doing all the time. They're so mad about their results, but the results aren't the problem. The results are perfect. They're a perfect reflection of your thoughts. So it's about tuning yourself up, tuning your thoughts, tuning yourself from the inside out, getting your thoughts, your beliefs in alignment with the person who actually would have the fruits that you want. Believe yourself to be that already, and then you take actions accordingly. So level 3, the complete awakening. You're good to go. Everything you've been searching for, you're done on this planet. You don't need this planet anymore because you found everything you've been looking for. Now you find that it was in you the entire time. So why would you still hang out? Why wouldn't you just ascend, right? Why wouldn't you just be done? Well, because there's still 2 more levels. Level 4 is what I call value oriented. This is where you actually start to, like in level 3, you're like just sitting in pure heaven on earth. And then what starts to happen is you start to look around and you start to notice all your friends and your family and your loved ones. And they're still trapped inside the cage that you just made it out of. Now you realize it's a self-imposed prison and the handle's on the inside, but they don't know that. So level 4 is where you start to unlock cages, or rather show people where the handle is so they can actually unlock it and get themselves out. Because obviously they've got to decide if they want to get out of the cage or not. So level 4 is kind of like unlocking cages, helping people out. It's giving people a hand up, because now it's not about you anymore, because you got everything you've been looking for. So level 4, you start to serve humanity. You start to serve your loved ones. You start to overflow. You've got all the love you could ever need, and you've got an abundance of it, and it overflows around you. The lesson in level 4 is relationships, taking responsibility for connection and contribution to others, because relationships aren't a place you go to get, they're a place you go to give. But if you're still trying to get, then you don't even have a relationship. A relationship has you. If you're trying to get from your job, you don't, or if you're trying to get from your business, you don't have a business, your business has you. If you're trying to get from your relationship, you don't have a relationship, your relationship has you. If you're trying to get from your parents, you don't have parents, your parents have you. If you're trying to get from your government, you don't have a government, your government has you. So it's about finding what you want from the inside out, starts to overflow around you. That's what level 4, you overflow around you, just pouring love out all around you. Oh, I forgot to finish the story with the Wizard of Oz. So the lion found what he was looking for. Tin Man and Scarecrow found what they were looking for. But Dorothy, she didn't find what she was looking for, did she? She's like, well, that's great. You guys got that. But I'm just trying to get home. And how am I going to get home? I can't make a tornado and go back the way that I came. I can't go back on a tornado. How am I going to get home? And then the good witch shows up. And she says, Dorothy, it's your shoes, Dorothy. She's like, my shoes? What are you talking about? She's like, the shoes will get you home. She's like, oh, well, I got these shoes. Remember when she got the shoes? When did Dorothy get the shoes? At the very beginning of the movie, when she very first showed up into Oz. See, the problem cannot exist without the solution. They're 2 sides of the same coin. The problem could not be there if the solution wasn't already there. They're the exact same thing. Just like giving cannot exist without receiving. Receiving cannot exist without giving. See, it's in giving that we receive. But most people don't understand this next one. It's in receiving that we give. They're the exact same thing. When you receive, if you got somebody who really wants to give, if you've ever given to somebody and they're like not a very good receiver, it doesn't really feel that good. They're like, oh, no. It doesn't feel that good. But if you give to somebody who's a gracious receiver, like, oh my God, thank you so much. And they're just so happy. You get to receive when you give. It feels so good to give somebody like that. So it's in receiving that we give. So the problem and the opportunity are the same thing. The solution and the problem, they're there at the same time. Just like giving and receiving, they're the exact same thing. You cannot have a problem without the solution already being there. You just haven't learned how to see it yet. So Dorothy already had the solution to her problem. It was her shoes, but she couldn't see it yet. She's like, it's my shoes. I've had these whole time. The good witch said, yes, you've always had the power, my dear. You just had to learn it for yourself. So then she says, Dorothy, just close your eyes and click your heels. And she clicks her heels and she says, there's no place like home. Now notice, what is she doing? There's no place like home. She's starting to visualize. There's no place like home. She's starting to see it. She's starting to hold in her mind. No place like home. She starts to feel it. She's tuning herself to a different station. Manifest does not mean to create. It means to make obvious what is already there. Just like the radio station. What's wrong is always available. So is what's right. We choose what to focus on. What you focus on expands. You don't get what you want. You don't get what you deserve. You get what you focus on. And that's a subconscious focusing, not your physical, your conscious awareness focus, what your consciousness, what it's focused on. See, if it's trying to get something, that means you assume that you don't already have it. And if you assume you don't already have it, you're chasing it, that means you're never going to get it. You're going to push it away from you. So you've got to focus on it. Your subconscious has to focus on that. I already have it. When it's, I already have it, you don't do things for your worthiness. You do things from your worthiness. You don't do things for your abundance. You do things from your abundance. I already have it. You act accordingly, and then the fruits are produced. You'll know them by their fruit. So Dorothy's like, there's no place like home. No place like home. She sees it, holds it in her mind. Her emotion, energy and motion. She has the feeling of what it was like to be at home. And then what happens? She opens her eyes. She looks around, and what does she see? Home. What happened? She woke up. She had been home the entire time. See, all we need is within us now. It's been here the entire time. Difference between wanting something and being ready to receive it. How do you know if you're ready to receive it? If you understand that it's here now, it always has been. You've been tuning away from it. You've been tuning on your problems. Those who have will be given more. Those who have not, even what they have will be taken from them. I don't have enough. I'm not enough. I am is the name of God. You take the full power of God and use it against yourself. I tell my people they can have what they say, but they keep saying what they have. You can have health, but I'm sick. You can have what you say, but you keep saying what you have. You can have a wonderful, beautiful coaching business, making an impact and an income. Yeah, but I'm not valuable enough. I tell my people they have what they say, but they keep saying what they have. So it's about waking up. That's what level 3 was. Level 4, you've woken up, and then you start to see everybody else asleep. You start to unlock cages. So you think, well, dang, John, that's got to be the end of the story, right? How could it be any better than that? Like helping other people wake up, like just pouring out love into the world. Like how can, like, that's got to be the end. You're full, you're whole and complete. You got pure abundance. You got everything that you ever want. Well, here's the problem with level 4. You can't see the picture when you're inside of it. Can't see the picture when you're inside of it. So level 5 is called soul oriented. So this is the level of not my will, but thine be done, where you actually, you're back from this limited perspective, but I and my Father are one, you become one. That's the paradox. And you're like, you tune in, you're like, oh, and you're in this limited perspective, but you say, not my will, but thine be done. And you allow a larger perspective to guide you. Something bigger than you could ever see from your smaller limited perspective. So here's an example. Imagine if you were remodeling a house and your floor guy, on the weekend, he shows up and he does all the floors. And he's not asking for a bonus. He's not asking for anything. He just thinks it would be a really good thing to just, you know what, I'm going to do it ahead of schedule. I'm really going to help out, get John ahead of schedule by doing these floors. Not going to ask anything for it. I'm really just doing it out of the goodness of my heart. Well, then on Monday, the painter shows up. The painter's like, what the heck? What the heck? You got all these plush carpets like pushed up against the baseboard. Now it's going to make my job way harder to go paint those baseboards because you did the floors early. The floor guy really thought he was doing something good. But if he'd have been listening to the contractor, he'd have realized it wasn't time yet. So sometimes in level 4, we might try to unlock a cage that we weren't supposed to unlock. We're doing things out of our own will, thinking that we're doing something for good, but it's not. It's actually harming people. It's like the person that sees the little butterfly trying to get out of the cocoon. It's like, oh no, he's suffering. He can't get out of the cocoon. And then you go cut open the cocoon to pull out the butterfly, and the butterfly dies because the butterfly needed to push open that cocoon to get the blood pumping into his wings. It needed that struggle. It needed that problem in order to create the opportunity. But we try to save people from their problems when their problems weren't problems, they were opportunities. They were opportunities to grow so they could find what they've been searching for inside of themselves. You're not anybody's hero. You're not anybody's God. You're not anybody's savior. Got to help them find that stuff inside of themselves. When you understand like a level 4 at least, then you'll stop trying to help people. So, when you walk away from a circumstance and you've helped somebody, when you've done it from a higher perspective, from a higher level of consciousness, they don't walk away saying, oh my God, look how great this person was. They're pointing at you saying, look how great they are. They walk away saying, look how great I am. They see the greatness inside of themselves. That's what you're here to do, whether it's your children, your parents, your friends, your family, your loved ones. You help them find the greatness inside of them. You don't do it so they can say, look how great you are. You do it so they can say, look how great I am. You do it so that my job here for you is for you to say, dang, if John can do it, I can do it. To help you find it inside of yourself, the abilities inside of yourself, the courage inside of yourself. It's already in you. I can help. See, there's gold inside of everybody. It's not our job to extract it. It's our job to see it. See, I already see it inside of you. I know who you are. Just like Ken was talking about earlier. He's like, we see your future. We already see your future because we've been down that path. We know where this road goes. And because you're here, I know where your future is, because your action is determining your direction. You're taking action. You're showing up to something like this. I know your future as long as you stay on this path. Now you get off this path and go right back to consumerism, going back to the victim mentality, going back and following the masses and go right off the same cliff that they're going off of. That's completely fine. None of my business. My business is just stand here as a lighthouse, and lighthouse don't chase boats around. We just shine the light, and then people can choose. They say, yeah, I want to go that way. I'd like to find my light too. So level 5 is the complete surrender. Not my will, but thine be done. What would you have me? It's called soul oriented. So in level 1, you think it's all like hopeless. You're just like a pinball getting bounced around. You're like trying to play the hand of cards the best you can, but you got dealt a crappy hand. That's what level 1. Oh, poor me. You think there's like life is just kind of meaningless and hopeless. Level 2, you think it's about the destination. Level 3, you realize it's not about the destination. It's about the journey, because the destination, once I get there, it's like off in the journey. Like I don't go to the end to a movie to watch the final scene. I go to a movie to enjoy the entire movie and watch the final scene. I don't go to, a symphony and just listen to the last note. I'm like, I can't wait till they do the last note. No, you're enjoying the entire symphony. So level 3, you realize it's about enjoying the entire journey. Level 4, you realize, hey, it's not about the destination. It's not about the journey, because even the journey is going to end one day. The only thing that lasts is who you become. So it's about who you become along the journey. But then level 5, you realize, wait a minute. It's not about the destination, and it is about the destination. It's not about the journey, and it is about the journey. It's not about who I become, and it is about who I come. It's actually about uncovering who I've always been. Who have I always been? And just allowing that to grow. Because what's happening? An egg broken from the outside in means death. From the inside out means life. And when it seems like the world's against you, what's actually happening, and it feels like your shell is breaking, like, oh no, you're killing me, you're breaking me. What's actually happening is you're outgrowing your shell. The cracks aren't happening from the outside in. They're happening from the inside out. You're just getting too big. You're outgrowing your shell. And it feels like a problem. And it is a problem, because you contain yourself into a small circumstance that you've already outgrown. Let yourself expand and grow and become bigger than that circumstance. So level 5 is about remembering who you've always been, and who you are as a powerful creator. Why you are is to create. You're a creator, created to create. It's who you are. That's why you are. Who you are is love. Why you are is love. You're here to love. It's all we are, all of us. See, love is infinite connection. So love is about the great remembering. We're all remembering who and why we are. We're all one. Everything's perfect, always has been, always will be. Just like Dorothy. It's time to wake up. Biggest myth is I'll believe it when I see it. The truth is I will see it when I believe it. You change the way you look at things. The things you look at change. Literally, it's proven in quantum physics. The actions of the observed are determined by the observer. It's time to figure out who and why you are from the inside out. So, congratulate everyone for being here. Thank you so much for doing this for yourself, because you know what? When you take responsibility for your reality, when you find out who and why you are, you step into your purpose. Not just your world gets better, my world gets better too, because we're all connected. And so this is about a movement. This is about an awakening, about healing humanity from the inside out. We got an event we do every 2 weeks. It's called Awaken Life Live. It's a 2-day full immersion transformational event. We got people that come in there with they're suicidal. about to, like, this is their last shot. And it's an online event. And I thought there was no way we can heal things like this in 2 days online. Thought it was impossible. But people show up there, boom. They're like peace, love, and joy. They walk out with peace, love, and joy. All their suicidal tendencies are gone. Got people walk in with cancer. We heal it in one weekend. We got people walk in with diabetes. People walk in with relationship issues. We got people walk in with, we've had COVID. We've healed COVID, 24 hours, gone completely. Anything that you can think of. You know, the whole world's waiting for a miracle. The problem is nobody believes in them. It's time to believe in miracles. Expect miracles. Because if you ain't experiencing miracles, that's not natural. You're artificially creating a world where miracles don't exist. You're taking all your power to get rid of them. Just let go and let love. So I want to invite everyone here to this weekend. It's 2 days, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time. It's our gift to humanity. We've covered the cost. It's not cheap for us to do this event, and we're giving it away. We've covered the cost. It's our gift to you. The only thing that I ask is you show up for yourself fully. That doesn't cost you anything as far as money, but what you get back, what you put in. So I invite you to put in everything, you put your heart into it, and you're going to get everything that you've ever been wanting. You're going to find inside of yourself if you would just show up for yourself. So I'm going to put the link in here. It's awakenedlifelive.com/free. And you can actually just register, show up. We do it every 2 weeks. Hopefully you can make it. We got one coming up. Hopefully you can make that one. If you can't, show up to the next one. So, you know, I got a problem right now. My problem is, well, I got a really great thing that's happening right now. A really great thing that's happening right now is got thousands of people are registering for this event every couple of weeks. That's really great. And I got a problem. The problem is there's only thousands of people registering every couple of weeks. We need millions. If we could spread this as fast as the virus, there would be no virus. All the problems on the planet, I'm telling you, you show up. I know it sounds like a big promise, but you show up to this event, you show up fully, and you allow yourself to experience this event, you're going to walk out of that thing knowing, holy crap, like, it's possible. Like, we can actually end all the problems on the planet, like, immediately. All we got to do is just share this, spread this movement. And so you're going to start to find your voice from the inside out, that event too. And so what happens is, like, your torch gets lit, and it's happening exponentially because you don't need us. You find everything you're looking for inside of yourself, and all of a sudden your torch is lit, and it's expanding all across the world. And there's ripple effects going across the planet. All across the planet right now, people are waking up. People are healing from traumatic experiences, from PTSD, from everything that we never even thought possible somebody could heal from. They'll go to like therapy for 20 years, and in 20 minutes at this event, it's gone, healed. And not just for them, because now, see, if you don't want your pain to be in vain, turn your mess into a message. So they found their mess becomes their message, that it's possible. And it's healing humanity. It's like a ripple effect across the world, because now people can say, well, dang, if John can do it, I can do it. If all these other people, if Ken can do it, I can do it. These people they're doing the impossible. They become the change they wish to see, and then others can step up. You know, we've heard the story of Roger Bannister. He ran the 4-minute mile. All the scientists said it's impossible, but he believed it. He started to visualize it. Remember, if you can hold it in your head, you can hold it in your hand. The biggest myth is I'll believe it when I see it. The truth is I will see it when I believe it. The world didn't believe it, but he did. And he believed it so hard that he ran a 4-minute mile. It was physically impossible. But the crazy part is how many people did it that same year, right after he did it. Once they saw him do it, they said, dang, if he can do it, I can do it. And now there's high school students that can do it. But it's just because they have belief now. So I invite you to come to this event and just give faith a chance. Like, we can do this. I know there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world right now. People are suffering, tremendous suffering going on, but it doesn't have to be that way. Help us share this movement with the world, and we're going to help you find your movement, find your message, and share it with the world. And you become a lighthouse, and we're going to magnify that. So come on, lock arms with us. Let's do this thing together. We're going to walk each other home to love. And, you know, we're going to birth a new earth, birth in heaven on earth. Yeah. Here I'm in Costa Rica right now. We're birthing, actually got our first sustainable village we're building down here. We're going to be building these all over the planet. We got our own monetary system called the Nature Coin. It's backed by physical land. Like we've done it. We've already we've already reinvented the educational system, reinvented the monetary system, and united religions. Now we got to do is scale it. It's done. Humanity is healed. Now it's just the rest of the people can keep suffering all they want, but it's just an experience. I'm not going to try to change their experience. If they want to suffer, they can suffer, but they don't have to. Show up, bring your friends, your family, and loved ones. Give this gift to all of humanity. Just awakentolife.com/free. We've covered the cost. You just show up for yourself fully. And I think that's and if you guys want to download my book too, maybe you're like, hey, dang, I can't this weekend. I can't show up to that event 2 full days, but I got a book that you can read. You can get the audio version, completely another gift. I'm just going to gift it to you. It's at findyourpurposebook.com. You can download that. Just put your email address in. You'll get the PDF and the audio version. It's a gift. Just use it. Just show up for yourself fully. Put everything you got into it. Put your heart into it. And I'm telling you, your whole world will transform. And then you'll be the change for your friends, your family, your loved ones, your children, all those people that you see out there suffering. You're going to become a lighthouse, and you're going to bring certainty into a world where there isn't any, because you're going to find that certainty inside of yourself. So thank you all for hanging out with me today, being here. And thank you again, Ken, for allowing me to share on your beautiful stage platform here. Love to all. Hope to see y'all really soon. Anything else, Ken?
Well, first of all, I just said hello and you took it. So it's pretty awesome.
I didn't even know what I was going to do, by the way. I had no idea what was going to literally.
Well, we talked briefly before we went on, because we were talking about the technology challenges that you're experiencing. I was like, it will be perfect, whatever it is. And absolutely it was. A couple things. First of all the URLs that Jonathan mentioned, don't worry, they're on the dashboard. So go to worldloveweek.com/dashboard and you'll have them. Okay. So they're there, not to worry about all the different URLs. They're there on the dashboard for you. We'll also be emailing you directly. So make sure, if you're just watching in Facebook and just didn't register at worldloveweek.com, make sure you register at worldloveweek.com so we can email you that information as well, because I want to make sure you have that. You want to attend the 2-day event. Now, candidly, I haven't done it yet because it's been conflicting with some of the events I've been producing, but I'm online for it. And everyone that I know who has taken that 2-day event has said, holy mackerel, you got to do it. So there'll be another couple of sleepless nights ahead for me working on Eastern time, whatever that you're on. But I'll tell you what, from what everyone has told me, it is something you do not want to miss. And don't keep pushing it off just because Jonathan does it every 2 weeks. Don't keep saying, I'll catch it 2 weeks from now. Do it now while you can. The only reason why I haven't done it is because I've physically had limitations and other obligations in the middle. And I don't want to do it just like a few hours here. I want to do the whole thing. So make sure you block the time and you show up and you do it. And get the book, get the audiobook. I mean, Jonathan stands for love. That's what he does. And it's funny, Jonathan, the image behind you is very, very similar to the mock-ups of the homes we were going to be building in Costa Rica. I'm looking at that going, oh my, yeah, for real. It was just just fascinating, and similar kind of views. So really, really stunning. It's exciting. I'm no kidding. It's for real. Look at some of the stuff that we had designed. So it was really interesting. So I'm thrilled that you're with us. Again, take advantage of Jonathan's generosity. He's got a big vision, and big visions are what we need right now. And we need people to move those along. This week, 24/7 with multiple speakers from all over the planet, a big vision, a crazy vision, nuts, but we're doing it. And I want you to be able to do the same thing in your life too. This will help you. So Jonathan, thank you for being part of this event for doing what you do. The world needs it for sure.
All righty. Well,
any final words? You got 30 seconds. Take it.
No, that's it. Just show up to the event. Yeah. Like Ken said, don't delay it. We you never know what's going to happen. We might not be doing it again in a couple more weeks. So just show up, make sure you show up. This is an incredible opportunity. So we'll see you guys there. Love you all. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Jonathan. You're watching World Love Week here at worldloveweek.com and on Facebook and on YouTube live for the next few more days, 24/7. So tell your friends. And if you want to make sure that you catch us forever, make sure that you grab the VIP package while you can. It is there for you right now, available. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for our next speaker coming right on up.